Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. This is a requested video, and one of you asked, how do I save on holiday meals? You said it is taking a bite out of your budget, and you wanted to know, what can I do to actually save money? So I thought I would give you guys some ideas that I think are good. I do tend to spend a little bit more in November and December, but I'm spending less this year, which I'm very happy about. So I'm going to get right into it. Number one, this might sound crazy, you don't have to do a holiday meal. I always give examples, but let's say that it's kind of tight this year. You had some unexpected expenses. Let's say that you normally host. You could opt out of hosting and just say, hey, we've had a lot of things happen. Can somebody else host? And say no one wants to. Say, well, we're taking the year off. And maybe just take the year off and have just kind of a quiet dinner at home with you and a small the family. You don't have to do a great big dinner and go to all the expense of that, okay? When you think of all the things you buy, especially if you are buying alcohol, paper plates, and some people like to buy fancier ones for holiday, you're buying other drinks, all the meats, all the ingredients, all the desserts, and then all the last minute things you forget, it can really add up to like over $100 for that, okay? So you can opt out if you really want to. Number two, volunteer. I've done this before where I've worked at a soup kitchen. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing that again. I really enjoyed it because you guys know I love people and I love to give back. And that is something that you could do because there are people out there that are really struggling. We don't know their situation. And if we could do something to brighten their day, I think that really, goes forward. I like to do things like that. Okay, another thing you could do is have a potluck where everybody brings things. I think several people do that already. One of the things I do is I make my menu way ahead, like 6 weeks ahead, and then I find out, what does everybody want? Are there things you don't care about? Like one question I always like to ask, which this one question could save people a lot of money. What is something you don't care to have again at Thanksgiving? What's something you could do without? If you asked every family member that, you might find out, well, I don't want the mac and cheese, or I don't want the green bean casserole, I don't want this, I really don't care for this kind of pie. You could find out, and then maybe because you notice you have all these leftovers, and I remember over the years, at the end, we would throw away leftovers from holiday meals sometimes. Why make all that stuff? Why not either make a half batch or opt out of making something if you've got tons of leftovers? I mean, that I think is definitely worth saying. So I like to make the menu ahead of time, okay? And just make your favorites. Another thing, and I'm not buying paper plates this year. I am hosting Thanksgiving. I'm having a few people. I'm not buying paper or plastic cups and silverware. I'm just going to wash them. Yes, it's more work, but paper cups and plates are just too expensive, and I'm saying no to it, and we're just using that, okay? Another thing, drink water. People are just having glasses of water. A lot of times really during that time when you're having more sodium, things like that, I think drinking water is better anyway. And if somebody wants pop or alcohol or something, they can bring their own drink, right? And so I'm bringing the food. People can bring whatever they want to drink. That right there saves money. Another thing, buy months ahead. Like I bought these things months ahead. And so, I have tons of stuff. I didn't want to bring all my Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff over here that I bought and prepared ahead. But make things ahead, buy things ahead, okay? And I didn't put make things ahead, but I know people that actually make things like potatoes, their stuffing mix, and they have deep freezer, and so they make it ahead. They make sure to, put foil and store it properly and label it and have it ready to go so that they're not doing all this cooking last minute, okay? So you can buy months ahead, and you might even be able to make some things. Buy things on sale and use coupons and rebates if you can. Also, another thing that I like to do, and I did this one year for Christmas, and I already had meat in my freezer, and what we did is we had a pantry Christmas, and I actually did it on the channel. This was a few years back, and so just what you do is you don't buy things. You just make do with what you have in your freezer, refrigerator, or pantry. We already had an extra turkey, and so that was a given. So we just had a pantry Christmas, and so I didn't even buy extra food that year. I just used what we had at home. So that's a way to save money. Another thing, and here's an example, shop store brands, because they can be sometimes half price, and honestly, I don't notice a taste difference. So instead of buying a national brand, unless the national brand's on sale, buy store brand. That can save big money. Another thing, and I love to cook and bake, avoid making dishes that have multiple ingredients, unless it's a family favorite that you have every year and you know how to make it. But avoid dishes where you're going to buy a spice or buy something that you just use once, okay? Or go to a place where you can get a little bit of that spice in a bag rather than buying it and never using the spice again. So avoid things that have like 50 ingredients, if that makes sense. And last but not least, another thing that you can do to save money is simply maybe don't decorate. Don't go out and buy, all the different kind of cute decorations for your table and things like that. You could simply not, do that. Some people go all out with holiday table decorations. You could opt out of doing that. There's a lot of ways to save. I think it's about preparing ahead and having an honest communication with others and make sure we're all on the same page. And like I said, a holiday meal doesn't have to be traditional. You can make it your own and make it fit your budget. Let me know how you guys save money on holiday meals. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Love you, appreciate you, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.